we woke up to a new Syria. The regime has collapsed, and control in the country is changing hands. Of course, this didn't happen overnight. For the last 13 years, the country has been in turmoil. However, since 2016, through Astana process, we de-escalated the situation and basically froze the war. This precious time should have been used by the regime to reconcile with its own people. However, the regime did not use the opportunity. When all attempts failed, President Erdogan himself extended his hand to the regime to open a way to achieve national unity and peace in Syria. That was also denied. The regime failed to focus on the vital issues. State institutions couldn't function properly to respond to the needs of the Syrian people. It couldn't provide the basic services. Half of the population was displaced both internally and externally. This caused flows of migration which brought risk to the neighboring countries as well as Europe. The regime was relying on drug money to survive. As of this morning, Syria has reached a stage where the Syrian people will shape the future of their own country. Today, there is hope. The Syrian people cannot achieve this alone. The international community must support the Syrian people. Turkey attaches great importance to the national unity, stability, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of Syria and the well-being of the Syrian people. Thereby, millions of Syrians who were forced to leave their homes can return to their land. The new administration must be established in an orderly manner. The principle of inclusiveness must never be compromised. There must never be a desire for revenge. It is time to unite and reconstruct the country. Today, we call on all actors in and outside the region to act with prudence and calm and to refrain from steps that could further destabilize the region. The territorial integrity and unity of Syria must be preserved. Dear friends, we have to be watchful during this transition period. We are in communication with the groups to make sure that terrorist organizations, especially Daesh and PKK, is not taking advantage of the situation. Turkey is committed to continue fight against terrorism. All the minorities, non-Muslim, Christians, non-Arabs, Kurds, should be treated equally. Any possible chemical weapons inventory or related materials must be secured. The new governing body should be inclusive of all parties. Opposition groups should be united now. State institutions should be preserved and work properly. With this understanding, we will continue to support efforts to establish stability and security in Syria. For the last week, we had intense dialogues and deliberations with regional and international actors. Yesterday was a particularly important day, especially during the Doha Forum, for the future of Syria. First, Astana countries, Turkey, Russia, Iran, came together to discuss the developments. We really appreciate the constructive approaches of Russia and Iran. UN Special Envoy for Syria was also with us. He also made enormous contribution. We welcome his efforts. Then we came together with Arab countries, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Iraq, Egypt, and Jordan. We also thank those brotherly countries for their constructive approaches. We had also discussions with Americans as well. We will continue cooperation with regional and international actors.